I am frazzled. This is my Acer C720 chromebook, which you may or may not be able to see. It is very dark in here. And I've spent the last 2 days trying to get it to work. As you can see, I'm at a prompt. This is the Arch Linux talking ISO, which if you don't know, what happened? That's what happens when you press the power key, which is right next to the delete key. And actually this gives me an opportunity to show you something. I'm going to boot into the Arch installation that's on here and show you why I'm so frazzled. Yes, Arch Linux. For many reasons. Okay, so I originally had Chrome OS on this thing. Obviously, I stuck it in developer mode. I've done this a million times already. And I decided to do Crouton, because I've never really done that before. Normally I just wipe the whole thing and put Linux on it, as this has. And I tried installing what is basically Ubuntu. It's Ubuntu with XFCE. And it worked and it didn't, and stuff happened. So I decided, you know what, I'll just wipe this thing. I want to put Debian SID on it. Install Debian stable, ready to update to testing, and then SID. Yeah, I filled up the drive, so I had to reinstall completely from scratch. So then I downloaded Debian testing and installed it, and then that worked fine. And then I came back the next day, only to find it wouldn't boot, and I have no idea why it wouldn't boot, because I updated it to unstable, everything worked fine, didn't work anymore. So then I decided, screw it, I'm going with Arch Linux, because Arch Linux has always actually given me good luck, contrary to most people's opinions, well, most non-hardcore Linux people's opinions. Arch Linux has given me some really good results in the past, and as you can see, I have i3 open here. As you can see, I can tile windows and switch them around and stuff, and i3 is great. But you may notice I'm not using a screen reader right now, and that's because if I type in Orca, it started, but it doesn't work. Now let me open a terminal again. Let's run eSpeak and see what happens. Hi. It works, but as you can see, I don't know if you can read all these errors. There's a lot of errors. Now that's because I installed Pulse Audio, because Pulse Audio normally really helps with this kind of stuff, and it works anyway, as you can hear. But there's that. But Speech Dispatcher, which is what Orca uses, if I type spd say hello, I clear the screen before I run that, which I don't know if I can reach. Yes, I can. If I run this, it just doesn't work. Now, I've tried a lot of things. I've actually installed Speech Dispatcher Git. It hasn't helped at all. I originally obviously tried the regular Speech Dispatcher from Arch. The extra repository, I think. I have ran spd conf. I've set up both a user and a system configuration in here. I've tried it multiple times, and it's just not working. And I have no idea now why. Now, the weirdest thing is, but the first time I installed this, everything worked fine, which is really annoying. I did a lot of stuff with Orca, rebooted, doesn't work. The other thing I want to show you is, if I press Ctrl-Alt-F2, I get to this. If I type in my login, I'm logged in here, and things work. eSpeak. Alright. What doesn't seem to work is Speakup, because eSpeakup is actually currently running. Don't know if you can read that, but it essentially says the PID file already exists. And it doesn't work. Now, this seems to be a thing with this laptop, because if you do this in Debian, if you run eSpeakup in Debian, it doesn't work in here either. That's not how you spell clear, Michael. Strangely though, works fine in the Arch ISO, and it works fine in the Debian installer. So if I stick this in and I reboot. Now, the weirdest thing is, I've had these problems before, some of them anyway, and I've been able to fix them, and it just doesn't work this time, and I don't know exactly why. If any of you guys out there have any ideas, because I've also searched how to get Speech Dispatcher working in Arch, there's no documentation, which I'm not surprised about, because the only thing it's really used for is Mumble and maybe games and this. Orca, Speakup, things like that. I don't think Speakup actually uses Speech Dispatcher. I think it just talks directly to eSpeak. But anyway, if any of you guys have any ideas, please let me know, because I just cannot figure it out. It may have something to do with the fact that you'll see this pops up.
Press Control-C to skip this message and use the first available sound card for speech output. You're hearing this message because multiple sound cards were detected on your computer. To help you choose the card you want to speak, a beep will be played on each card, starting with the first available, giving you 10 seconds to press the Enter key to select it. If all cards have beeped but no selection is made, the first card will be chosen automatically. Please make your selection.
This thing has HDMI audio, and I wonder if that has something to do with the fact that this doesn't work. Maybe it's outputting through that. Should really plug in an HDMI cable and check. But other than that, I cannot come up with anything. But as you can see, if I press enter, works fine. And it works fine in the Debian installer, and I can't figure out how they've got it to work fine. To be honest, I don't even know where the config files are because it has a sys interface. So you can go ls. And you can change all the settings in here, but I don't necessarily know where these are set by default, or how I can, say, match all of the settings on this to the settings in the new installation. So I have no idea. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. Otherwise, if you like this video, then thanks very much. Press the like button. If you didn't like this video, I wouldn't blame you. Press dislike. You can subscribe for more stuff like this. And if you want to see actually how to get things working instead of just me going, it doesn't work, because I do that sometimes. Or if you want to help me out, you can comment down below. You can comment anyway. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.